there's an invisible choice we make every day. It doesn't feel dramatic or rebellious, but normal. And that's why it's so powerful. In the beginning, in the garden, Satan approached Eve disguised as serpent. The first words recorded from him in Scripture weren't an attack, they were a question. Did God actually say? The strategy wasn't removal of God, it was a distortion. Instead of eliminating God from the picture, he reshaped how Eve saw him. But I'm afraid that as the serpent deceived Eve by his cunning, your thoughts will be led astray from a sincere and pure devotion to Christ. Notice the language: thoughts, led astray, sincere and pure devotion. That drift often begins internally before it ever shows externally. That's the invisible choice. Now, look at Israel. This was the nation God personally rescued. He brought them out of Egypt, parted the sea, fed them in the wilderness, and formed a covenant with them. They felt chosen, protected, and set apart. And yet, Scripture says, but they soon forgot his works. They didn't forget his name, they forgot their dependence. And there arose another generation after them who did not know the Lord or the work that he had done for Israel. They still called themselves God's people, but they no longer knew him. In Scripture, know often refers to relational knowledge, not just information. In their culture, God was present, but not followed. Now, before we're so quick to judge them, ask yourself something. Am I doing the same thing? Does your life outside the church reflect God or just religious identity? Now, look at the pattern. Israel had covenant language. We have Christian language. Israel had sacred symbols. We have crosses and worship playlist. Israel had stories of deliverance. We know the Bible stories. They built visible idols with silver and gold. We build invisible idols with time and attention. Endless novelty, phones that eliminate silence, sexual immorality, pleasure used to quiet longing, endless shopping for constant dopamine hits, entertainment that fills reflection. When these functionally replace dependence, devotion thins. A culture can keep God language while losing God-centered devotion. That's replacement without noticing, the invisible choice. The serpent didn't remove God from the garden. He adjusted how Eve viewed him. Same pattern with Israel and culture today. Israel didn't wake up and say, we reject God. They slowly adjusted what they trusted. Today, we rarely remove God. We subtly redefine how central he is to life. That's the invisible trade. And the most dangerous part, the devil's best strategy isn't always temptation toward chaos. It's convincing you that you're fine, a life that feels stable, comfortable. So ask yourself again, if distraction organizes your life, even while you say you believe, is that neutral? As we saw in the very beginning in Genesis, drift begins with distortion, but distortion can be corrected with clarity. If you want to learn to walk with God in a grounded, intentional way, start with the Foundations playlist.